Good morning, everyone. I'm Nikki Stanzione.
I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico Style. Welcome back from the weekend.
Yes, good to be back. Good Monday. A messy Monday.
It's a really good Monday. If you watched any football yesterday, I'm speechless. I can't even talk about it. It was one of the best football games I've ever seen. Did you watch the playoff game yesterday?
No. All I know, it was bad news for Tebow. I know that was Saturday. Saturday. After that, I was like, I don't need to watch anymore.
Yeah, the Patriots had a good game, and so did the 49ers, and so did the Giants. Oh my gosh, Kristen, you don't know. I thought I was going to get kicked out of my apartment complex last night. I don't think I've ever screamed so loud in my life by myself. I was just sitting there, come on, go! I was like a crazy person. But I have to honestly say, and people on Facebook echoed these remarks, that even if you're not a Giants fan, when you watch Eli Manning when he is under pressure, let me tell you, he deserves to go to the Super Bowl. The team played like champions yesterday, so really excited to see them.
One step closer.
One step closer. Next week is the big one, them against 49ers in San Francisco, and then of course the Patriots against the Ravens, and then we'll see who goes to Super Bowl. So it'll be a biggie. I'm excited.
It's already here, or almost here.
Almost here. I can't believe it. And of course today, as we mentioned, is Martin Luther King Day. Civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s role in the American civil rights movement made him the most celebrated black leader of his generation. And nearly 44 years after his death, he does continue to touch our world.
And here's a clip of his I Have a Dream speech.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
My goodness, so powerful.
It is. Give me chills.
I know, gives you chills. I mean, his sentiments echo as loudly today as they did 44 years ago. And so it's a wonderful day to honor a very important man in our history. And now let's check in with KRQE News 13 anchor Elizabeth Alvarez for today's news headlines. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hey, good morning, ladies. Happy Monday to you. Good morning to you at home in New Mexico. Topping your morning news headlines this morning, the search continues off the coast of Italy for survivors and victims of the tragic shipwreck there. A cruise ship with 4,200 passengers and crew on board ran aground shortly after leaving port on Friday. There is a report actually out right now that an Albuquerque couple were among the survivors. At least 6 people died. More than a dozen are still missing, including 2 Americans. The ship's owner says it appears the captain made several human errors that led to the accident. On Saturday, it's off to the polls for voters in South Carolina. Many are calling the state's Republican presidential primary the deciding moment in the 2012 race. Mitt Romney is expected to win. It will be interesting to see if the other GOP candidates and their attack ads that are running in South Carolina can stop that from happening. Meantime, the Republican presidential field will soon be down to 5. CBS News confirms that John Huntsman will drop out of the race today and throw his support behind Mitt Romney. The former Utah governor will make the announcement in South Carolina this morning, just hours before the GOP contenders face off in yet another debate. And yes, today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a holiday meant to honor the civil rights icon. Greg Black takes a look at the legacy he left behind.
For the first time, Martin Luther King Jr. Day will be celebrated with a memorial in his honor.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I think it's awesome.
Breathtaking. It is breathtaking.
The 30-foot-tall statue was unveiled last year in the nation's capital. It was a centerpiece of celebrations to mark the civil rights leader's birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
But the memorial will not stay as it is now. The National Park Service says it'll change a paraphrased quote on the side of the statue after poet Maya Angelou said it made King appear to be arrogant.
We do not want it as a distraction. We actually want it to be correct. So we're working with the Park Service to see what will happen.
King would have been 83 years old had he lived. He was assassinated in Memphis in 1968, leaving a legacy of service and a dream of equality.
He brought beautiful things to our country, what was needed at the time, what we needed to break away from what, this stereotypes and from injustice.
King's son says his father had unfinished business when he was shot and killed. The civil rights leader had only just begun his Poor People's campaign to demand economic justice.
He did not live to see that come to fruition. And so 47, 40, 45, 44 years later, we are still challenging our nation.
The First family attended church yesterday to mark the civil rights leader's birthday. Today, they'll do community service to honor his life's work. Greg Black, KRQE News 13, new this morning.
And that wraps it up for your morning headlines. Be sure to catch Matt Morrow, Kristen, and myself every weekday morning from 5 to 7 a.m. on KRQE News 13. Ladies, I'm going to send it back to you.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thanks. And, of course, to celebrate the holiday, there are a lot, or in memory of Martin Luther King Jr., there are a lot going on today. You can do for the kids. There's discounted prices, the Natural History Museum, the Botanic Gardens, the zoo. And you know what? So it's a great day to take it. And the weather could be a little iffy if you're doing anything outdoors. I'll have some more on that. But, of course, get the kids out and enjoy the discounts.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And, remember, because it is considered a holiday, the banks and the post office will be closed today as well. So you want to make sure that you don't run to the bank to get any money today.
Always. It never fails on some holiday. I'll mess it up.
Right. Always have to give that reminder. Now, last night was a fun night. In addition, of course, to the Giants game, Hollywood Elite kicked off award season at the 69th Golden Globes Award ceremony.
Fox's Courtney Friel has all the highlights.
Welcome to the 69th Annual Golden Globe Awards.
It was a who's who of Hollywood's elite gathering to honor the year's best in movie and TV, and host Ricky Gervais was back to have a little fun with the crowd.
For any of you who don't know, the Golden Globes are just like the Oscars, but without all that esteem.
Thought of as a precursor to the Oscars, the show had some surprises, with The Descendants winning Best Drama and the film's leading man, George Clooney, picking up the Best Actor award.
I'm a big believer in film. That's all. It's what I do for a living, and I really enjoy it. So the acknowledgement is unbelievably nice.
The Golden Globe goes to Meryl Streep.
Almost a perennial nominee, Meryl Streep won Best Actress in a drama for The Iron Lady.
Happy to play interesting people who have challenges in one way or another. And really grateful to just keep working.
Oh, mais que formidable, The Artist!
In the comedy or musical film category, The Artist picked up Best Actor and Best Motion Picture, as well as a statue for original score.
All people ever see is Marilyn Monroe.
A sure bet in her category of Best Actress in a comedy or musical movie, Michelle Williams won for her portrayal of Monroe in My Week with Marilyn.
You realize when you find yourself in this very lucky position, you're really not there alone.
Steven Spielberg's The Adventures of Tintin won for animation.
So it was a really nice year where all the energies kind of converged within 2010 and 2009 and 2010.
Showtime's Homeland picked up a few awards, including Best TV Drama and Lead Actress for Claire Danes. And in the comedy category, Modern Family had a repeat win.
Octavia Spencer, The Help.
Grabbing the supporting acting film nods, The Help's Octavia Spencer and The Beginner's Christopher Plummer.
Thank you so much, Foreign Press Association. Thank you.
And as the 2012 award season kicks off in high gear, up next, it's the Oscar nominations January 24th. In Hollywood, Courtney Friel, Fox News.
Such a good show last night, and my goodness, on the red carpet, the big trends were blush colors. Everybody was wearing blushes. That was a big color. Also, the fishtail dresses, big trend. And I'll tell you what, Angelina and Brad, my gosh, what a Hollywood glamour couple they are.
They are a glamour couple. And Michelle Williams, I saw like a special on her portrayal of Marilyn Monroe. Unbelievable. She kills it. She knocks it out. She deserved to win.
I need to see. Yeah, she said she prepared for 1 full year for that role. So, and they also did a tribute last night to Morgan Freeman, which was wonderful. Sidney Poitier actually presented the award along with Helen Mirren, and it was really interesting because you watch it and you think, oh my gosh, I forgot how much work that man has done, certainly worthy of attention. And George Clooney and Brad Pitt definitely have that bromance going on. They introduced each other's movies, and it was fun.
Third time's a charm for the host.
Well,
he was so much more laid back. Actually, I don't think it was as entertaining because he wasn't as funny, but
he wasn't as mean.
but he was funny.
But he was
It was funny for all of us who are the superstars, you know.
Exactly. Well, we had a good time watching that, and of course, we'll keep you posted throughout this award season. Now, something exciting to mention is that we're not alone in the kitchen today. Chef Fernando Olea of Epazote, am I saying it right?
That's
Epazote of Santa Fe is joining us in our Builder Source kitchen today.
And of course, he has his two assistants, Elizabeth Chapman and her sister Andrea, who both attend Mission Viejo Christian Academy. Good morning, girls.
Hi.
You're ready to cook?
Yes. Looking pretty in pink. It's so good to have you here today. So, what got you into cooking?
Well, my mom works with a program called Cooking with Kids in the Public Schools.
Yes.
And she cooks a lot for dinner, so we help her cook a lot.
Oh, I love it.
Fun.
And you decided, we want to do this. We can do this, Mom, right?
Yes.
What are you going to cook for us today?
Black bean tostadas.
Yum. Is this a difficult meal to cook or no?
Well, no, it's not really a difficult meal. It's something that we do in this program, Cooking with Kids. And basically what the tostadas is going to be a traditional dish from Mexico.
Yes.
All right.
You know, some tortillas, and the kids, they are not the helpers, they are the chefs.
They are the
actual chefs.
See, that is
Yes.
so cool. And Fernando, you have a wonderful reputation. Our producer actually mentioned to me last week that she was so thrilled to have you on the show because she's been wanting you here for a long time.
Yeah, we've been talking about that, and unfortunately our times haven't coincided.
And it finally worked out.
Yes.
And the girls get to be here on a day where hopefully a lot of their friends get to watch them on TV because they're not at school. So that worked out really well for you as well.
Yes.
Well, we're so happy to have you, and you don't want to miss it because in the second half hour of our show, we will be cooking with the kids and with Fernando as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
It's great to be here.
It's great to have you. And of course, if people are getting out and about today, they are going to want to know that weather, and nobody better to tell them than Kristen.
Oh, yeah. It's a little messy up in the northern mountains. In fact, severe driving conditions all through the north this morning as snow continues to come down. This is Glorietta Pass, and you can see there are even some rough spots there, so you're definitely going to want to slow down. I-40 at the Continental Divide over up in the Four Corners area. Not looking too bad right now, as you're going to be seeing some more snow, especially in the mountains there later on this afternoon, and that's going to mean difficult driving conditions for you there. I-25 at St. Francis, not looking too bad, but look at all the snow up in Santa Fe on the ground.
Wow.
And you're going to continue to see that kind of on and off as we head through the rest of this morning. In Los Alamos, continuing to see some on and off snow. In fact, NM4 over between Los Alamos and White Rock, severe driving conditions. They are snow-packed and icy roads. So just slow down. Be careful if you're going to be doing any traveling.